Hi my beautiful queens. If you are pregnant, can I share with you a story that's going to change your life for the rest of your life? If yes, keep watching. A story about my very first birth. The reason why I'm sharing this story with you is because after this birth, I learned something so special. I was 19 years old. Use my age as inspiration. If I can do it at that age, you can do it too. It was 6 years ago. I was 9 months pregnant, and I thought about birth as the most painful experiences in the world. And I remember reading this quote. Did you know that the human body can only endure 45 units of pain? But at the time of birth, a woman supports up to 57 units of pain. This equals 20 broken bones all at once. This is going to make sense very, very soon. So that is the quote that I read. And I promise you, if you're pregnant, this is not a negative birth story. This is going to come to a very positive end. That is how I thought about birth. I was laying on my bed, so I got my first contraction. It started from the back, and I didn't know if it was a real contraction, so I decided to stand up by my window to see if it was going to come again. I was standing, I was swaying side to side, and there it came. It started from the back, it waved around to the front, and I was like, yes. That is 100% a contraction. I thought of birth as painful, and so I experienced this contraction as a very, very painful experience. And I remember laying on my bed in pain, and I felt like it was the end all be all. And I continued to have these painful contractions for 8 hours later until it was time for me to breathe or push my baby out. So I got into the tub, and I was very reluctant to push because I was nervous about the ring of fire, because I also thought the ring of fire was going to be this very painful experience. But I knew where there is a will, there is a way, and so I had to push through this ring of fire. I felt every bit of the ring of fire as a painful experience. A baby's head was born. I reached down, I grabbed my baby up, and my DNA was born in the hands of my own. And I remember his first cry. He cried instantly, and I will remember that sound for the rest of my life. And my baby was born. And the reason why I'm telling you this story is because my pain is going to end up becoming your victory and my victory as well. Remember that quote that the human body can only endure 45 units of pain, but at the time of birth, a woman supports up to 57 units of pain. This is equal to 20 broken bones at once. Well, guess what? That quote is actually a myth. It's actually 100% untrue. There is actually no unit to measure pain during birth. Pain is actually not created in the body. Pain is created in the mind. Pain is not a signal from the body to the mind. Pain is a signal from the mind to the body. And so it's actually a proven science that pain is created in the brain. If birth is perceived as painful, it will be felt as painful. My first birth was painful because I perceived birth as painful. And I perceived it as painful from what I subconsciously consumed. From that quote, from the medical institution, educational system, from the media. So I had to unteach myself and retrain my brain to think of birth as a painless and pleasurable experience, and that's exactly what I did. I'm getting a contraction right now. This is my smile, this is my vibe. Yes, another contraction. This is what birth feels like wow. We're getting a contraction. We're getting a contraction. It feels so good. It feels so good. So this one is still going on. Oh wow. Feels so beautiful. Mommy is officially in labor. Active labor. the last phase of labor. Like making it through labor and getting to transitional is such a huge milestone. In transitional labor, I am in transitional labor. I did it!
You did it.
Yes! I did it!
Baby's coming. Baby coming.
So much hair!
Yeah. Good job, good job, good job. His eyes are open already. Good job.
Look at his baby.
Here.
Baby's here.
Yeah, you're smiling. Good. All by yourself.
We did it!
Mommy did it all by herself.
I taught and learned and mastered this teaching of retraining and relearning. My pain became my victory. And my pain can also become your victory as well, because this formula that I created, I was able to teach hundreds of my clients how to do the same thing.
Caught up in the mess of it all. In this life we're set to dissolve. We're all here to put on a show.
Is that alright if I share with you a few moments about our program and how I serve my queens? If yes, keep watching. Being able to master this skill will provide you the birth that you want and the positive outcomes that you want. Regardless if you're giving birth in a hospital, birth center, home birth, I have a judgment-free perspective. Like if you want to have an epidural, C-section, home birth, birth center, unassisted, I support moms in all of their decisions, as well as I support moms in the first, second, and third trimester. Knowing how to give birth in a pleasurable way will actually result you in a positive outcome in all different birthing environments. Even if you have a pleasurable birth up until you have your epidural, or if you're having a VBAC, learning how to have a pleasurable birth can increase your chances of having a natural vaginal delivery after a C-section. And then knowing how to have a pleasurable birth will help increase your chances of having an unassisted birth or having a home birth. So in this formula, it has techniques, how-tos, when-tos, why-tos. It has the natural laws of nature, and it also has the holiness of what God has designed birth to truly be. So in this formula, I have keys, and you're just a few keys away from the birth that you desire. Is it okay if I share a little bit about one of my clients? I have several clients that have an amazing birth story, but I want to share with you this specific story because she overcame adversity, and you might have to come over adversity as well. Overcoming that adversity is going to help allow you to have the birth that you want or the birth that you desire. So this client, her name is Guerlain, and she saw my births on YouTube. She was so shocked. She was like, is this real? Is this real? And she believed that it was real because it is, and I show you how to do it right. So she went on legacibirth.com and she decided to unlock the door with her key and unleash what she has been missing. And she had to overcome so much adversity, and here's why. The home birth was what she really wanted. Her medical system, her healthcare provider, they didn't support her decisions to have a home birth. They told her that she could not have a home birth because she had 2 C-sections. So she had some internal apprehensions because she didn't know that even though she had C-sections before, if she was going to be able to have a home birth. And her family was not completely on board because they told her, you won't be able to have a natural birth because you had a birth with an epidural and you won't be able to handle the pain. So those were her circumstances that she was going through, but she did not let that define her. She decided to define herself based off of what she truly believed. So she got all my programs, she got the virtual doula program, she attended all my classes, and her external circumstances began to change. Her family began to transform and really believe in her. Her birth plan changed. She was on the path of having a home birth, and as well as she learned my formula and my keys to have the birth that she wanted. When it was time for her to go in labor, I was with her virtually as a part of our virtual doula coaching program, and I remember her swaying side to side, and she was like, yes, another contraction. This feels so good. And when it was time, I let her know she can go into the tub, and baby's head began to emerge. On the next contraction, baby's shoulders emerged. She reached down, she grabbed baby. He cried instantly, and she said, Legaci, Legaci, I did it. She said it was the best birth out of all her birthing experiences. Truly gives me chills. The reason why I share this story with you is that she had external circumstances and internal circumstances, and she overcame that so that she could have the birth that she wanted. And I believe that if I can do it, if my clients can do it, that you can do it too. I would like to share a little bit more about our program and what it can do for you. If that's okay, continue to keep watching. The classes and programs down below, they may not be for all of you, but they may be something special for you. My programs, they're not this cookie cutter program that's gonna work for everybody. I know there's people out there that guarantee that this will work, this will work. If you can be coachable and you can be available, then I can provide that certainty and 10 times your chances of you getting the birth that you truly desire. So if you want to, I have invited you to our classes and our programs down below. You can take the key, unlock the door, and unleash what you have been missing.